This video is brought to you by PlayTracker, the app that tracks your cross-platform game library, achievements, stats, and more. Stick around to the end to find out more. The latest game from the developers behind 2023's Saturnalia have found themselves in quite the situation. Horses is... well, I'm just going to quote the description of the game for you because it's an interesting one. The game is described as an enigmatic first-person horror adventure that blurs the line between reality and the darkest corners of your imagination. 14 days, a horse farm, and a few rules to follow. It's not a game for the faint of heart, and comes with a litany of content warnings attached to it, including scenes of physical violence, psychological abuse, gory imagery, depictions of slavery, physical and psychological torture, domestic abuse, sexual assault, suicide, and misogyny. Before the game's official announcement in 2023, Valve informed the developers that it would not be allowed to ship the game on Steam. Back in June 2023, just days prior to our scheduled announcement, we were informed that Horses will not ship on Steam, says the announcement page. We were not given specific details about the content in question. For 2 years, we asked for clarifications and a path to compliance, but we were directed to Steam's general guidelines, and our requests for review and appeal were denied over and over. This ban has nothing to do with the recent restriction on adult content pushed by payment processors. This decision was solely in the hands of Steam's curatorial team. From the developer's point of view, there was one specific scene that they thought might have caused a decision early on in development. We think the ban may have been triggered during the initial Steam submission by an incomplete scene on day 6 in which a man and his young daughter visit the farm. The daughter wants to ride one of the horses. In the game, the horses are humans wearing a horse mask, and get to pick which one. What followed was an interactive dialogue sequence where the player is leading, by a lead as if they were a horse, a naked adult woman with a young girl on her shoulders. The scene is not sexual in any way, but it is possible the juxtaposition is what triggered the flag. We have since changed the character in the scene to be a 20-something woman, both to avoid the juxtaposition and more importantly because the dialogue delivered in that scene, which deals with the societal structure in the world of horses, works much better when delivered by an older character. Despite the developers' efforts to adhere to Steam's guidelines, they were unsuccessful in getting Steam to publish the game, and it has now been released exclusively on itch.io and GOG. The game was also planned to release on the Epic Games Store, but 24 hours before release, Epic 2 banned the game from sale with little explanation beyond that they don't sell adult-only rated games on their platform. The problem with that explanation is that the ESRB rated the game M, so this whole situation is just really bizarre. What makes Horses bannable from Steam or Epic is the question I've been left asking myself. Steam has previously said they'll release anything provided it adheres to the guidelines set out by the platform, and there's also a litany of games on Steam that don't seem to adhere to those guidelines. I recently came across another game called Tormentor, which is from Mad Mind Studio, the developers of Agony. I want to make abundantly clear that I have no issue with this game existing, but based on the trailer and available gameplay footage on Steam, Tormentor is far and above a game that has more... it's a torture simulator with gameplay footage so violent and grotesque that we can't show it on YouTube without breaking some rules. I also have to raise an eyebrow at the mere mention of a curatorial team at Steam, because having a curated storefront is exactly the opposite of how I would describe Steam these days. On a regular basis, Steam allows games to be sold that would probably surprise you because you have to turn off filters for them to actually be seen at all. A quick search for Hitler on the platform brings up a much larger variety of titles than you'd expect would be allowed on the store. But they seem to either fly under the radar of Steam's moderation because of their price, or because Steam has handed the reins off to automation entirely due to the volume of games that come in every day. How about this game, which describes non-consensual sex in its content warning section? Until writing the script, I didn't even know that was a content warning that would be permitted on the platform. We're obviously not going to show the trailer here, but it literally depicts spears being used to torture women, a woman being raped, and so much more with zero censorship on screen. Where's the cutoff for what is or isn't acceptable to release on Steam? Because, well, if we look at their onboarding process, that's not exactly made clear. If I had to guess, Valve would not be able to offer a logical explanation as to how any of these titles don't break their rules in ways that Horses supposedly does. Horses isn't the first game to be banned under these weird circumstances, of course, but I would say it's definitely been the most visible and outspoken case of it in some time. Coupled with the recent controversies around payment processors and their attempts to censor adult games from being sold, there's a lot of uncertainty around how these platforms are operating right now. For context here, what is or isn't allowed in stores has become a major topic of conversation this year, following the advocacy group Collective Shout's efforts to pressure payment processors to stop servicing game distribution platforms that sell adult content to their customers. This prompted almost immediate policy changes from platforms like itch.io and Steam, which delisted numerous games and were met with backlash for bowing to the pressure of those payment processors. The banning of Horses highlights a flaw in the system that Steam and other platforms need to address, and it's long overdue. The amount of games breaking Steam's own terms of service is absurd at this point, and for Horses to be singled out amongst the rest makes little sense. Both the developers and consumers who use Steam as a platform deserve an explanation. Steam has the right to feature any game they want on their platform, but when it's also the de facto place to buy PC video games, which developers rely on, I think it's fair to ask that Steam be consistent and explicit with the rules they're going to publish and enforce. The outcry from other developers and the public has been loud. Not because Steam or Epic must publish the game, but because there has been no reasonable explanation given for its banning. The fact that developers can't even get more than a canned automation response from these platforms is just the icing on the cake of this bad situation. There's an ever-growing power imbalance between platforms and creators. Steam, YouTube, and similar storefronts don't have to follow their own rules because they don't have any real competition. The terms keep getting worse for creators, and there's no way to actually advocate for anything because there are no real consequences for the platforms themselves. I worry the banning of Horses, the lack of any human response to it, and the general indifference from Steam, much like we see on YouTube, is just going to keep getting worse if platforms aren't held to account to abide by their own terms. How you hold monopolies accountable, though, is a question nobody really has a good answer for.
This video is brought to you by PlayTracker, the app that tracks your cross-platform game library, achievements, stats, and more. PlayTracker works by connecting to various gaming platforms and combining all your data in one place. It offers a unified cross-platform social experience, advanced game library labeling and sorting, fun challenges and progression system, and stats about games and the types of players who enjoy them. PlayTracker is for all kinds of gamers, like this one.
My top tags across all platforms are dating sim and psychological horror. I'm sure that says nothing about me as a person.
And this one.
My mate Captain ToeJam96 and I have a lot of games in common. We should tackle some challenges together.
And even me! I'm better than all of you. Unite your gaming multiverse with PlayTracker today and join the official Second Wind Guild to unlock exclusive profile decorations by playing games recommended by us, a group of ostensibly professional gamers with allegedly great taste in games. Ooh.